Welcome to the Angel Empowerment Healing Show with your hosts, Cindy Smith and Sam Bell. Join them every week as they share powerful tools, advice, and angel messages that will empower you to own your wellness.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Angel Empowerment Healing podcast show. My name is Cindy Smith.
And I am Sam Bell. And as you know, our show is unscripted and we basically go with whatever we're guided. The end of last show, we had a little bit of a giggle because Archangel Raphael wants us to be talking about joy, which is a theme that is very special and dear to both of us. Hey, Cindy?
Yes. When I was channeling a message at the beginning of 2024 with Archangel Michael, he asked me to promote the theme joy for the whole year of 2024. And my events, different things that I'm doing throughout this year are really focused on the vibration of joy. And as many of you know, our listeners, right around the corner is Inspirational Angel Day, May 11th. And one of the themes is joy because of, again, it's an event. Now, the card itself, so just listen to the message from Archangel Michael around the joy. And this is from my Inspire, Change, and Healing deck. My child, joy is a high vibration emotion. At all times when you experience joy, you have created your life's journey. Your life purpose equals joy. Your life path is on track when you are creating joy. Definition of joy, a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. And the affirmation, so everyone, here's your affirmation. I choose to follow the path of joy now. We do have a choice. Yes, we can have some bumps and things along the road, but if we can quickly get back into allowing to experience joy, we get ourselves back on track much easier. And I remember there was, over the years of me working with clients and doing angel card readings, and I remember there was a period of time, I can't remember exactly when, but there was a period of time that almost every client that sat down wanted to know what their life purpose was. It was as if the universe was getting us all to take a look at what were we bringing joy into our life. And I felt like a broken record, like continually saying over and over and over that your life purpose is joy. And people go, what? That's not an answer. What are the angels talking about? I want to find out what's going to bring me passion. What job, career, what is my purpose? And I'd say joy. I said, there's no me even tapping in to ask that for you because Michael has said from the beginning of me doing this work, joy is our life purpose. Anything we do, any career path, whether it's stay-at-home mom, being an amazing wife, whether it's working outside of the home, whether it's working inside of the home, if you are receiving and creating joy, you are in your life purpose. And I've been talking about this for the last 17 years, Sam, and here we are still talking about joy. So, because 2024 is we are in a time, in a vibration, universal time, to really increase our vibration and joy and look and experience all the positive things that are happening for us and staying away from the negative. And sometimes that can be a challenge, but I'm telling you, I do it. I look at all the joy that is in my life and around me. So, Sam, I could go, this is my soapbox, joy. And I'm so happy that we pulled the card for this.
So I know. Well,
Your turn, Sam. I'll go quiet for a minute.
They say there's no such thing as coincidences. Well, in our world, there's no such thing as coincidences. And in our last show, we were talking about Angel Day being it falls just the Saturday before Mothering Sunday. And you spoke about a special offer for mothers and daughters. If mothers come along, their daughter can come along at half price or vice versa. But of course, my other hat that I wear, apart from Angel Empowerment Healing, is I'm a mother-daughter coach. And that has come from my own relationship with my mother. And I remember when I started on my healing journey, I actually enjoyed being the negative Nancy. I actually wallowed in my self-pity. And when I started my journey, I actually had somebody turn around to me and say, you have to realize that people are fed up of hearing about, your negative periods. And the more that you keep talking about it, the more it's going to get you into the doldrums. And I made a conscious decision, and that's important. It was a conscious decision to be happy. And I started the Happiness Project, which is a book by Gretchen Rubin. And still, I love that book. But I wanted to take it a step further. And, happy, it sounds, like something in a song. For me, the idea of experiencing joy, it just had more gumption. It just had more to it. So I started looking for joy in my life. And I realized that I felt joy when I was in the flow. And now, and I talk about the flow, it's like when we're doing these podcasts, Cindy, it flows. We're unscripted and the conversation flows and there's no worrying or preparation, thinking about what we're going to be talking about. We just trust that we're going to flow. And it's when I'm in that flow, I realize that I'm working with my intuition and I'm experiencing joy. And that is what I feel and I know that I am on the right path. This is my life purpose. This is what I'm meant to be doing. And I still feel that with my nursing. The day that I lose that is the day that I won't be able to continue to be a nurse, because I won't be coming from that place of joy. I'll be coming from that place of feeling empty. And I actually created a program called Joy. And I mentioned this to you, Cindy, a few weeks ago, and you're like, what? You do? And I said, yeah, it's Joy, Journey of You. It's based on my journey of me, but then I empower others to find their joy in their life. So joy is huge for me. But for me, that life purpose, is when I feel that joy and everything, I don't have to think about it. It's just coming to me so naturally. And there's that flow and it just feels so darn good.
And we're, because we're the Angel Empowerment Healer we're healers, and with the Angel Empowerment Healing, and we facilitate and we teach practitioners and we work with clients. So we're in the trenches, if you want to think about that, with the healing program. We know that from our own life experience, as you mentioned, when we're out of our joy, that is where we're shifting our vibration. And it's, what are we focusing on? I'm asking Raphael where he wants to go with the fact that, how do people find joy when they're going through a major illness, right? Because we work with clients that go through a major illness. And so okay. You guys, I'm getting a little bit of a download from Raphael.
He's ugly.
What?
I said, you do this and I don't know what's going to come next.
Well, he's saying, he's reminding me that there are people that are going through some major illness and change. And sometimes it's easier for them to find the joy because they start to appreciate the joy. And when they have the joy experiences, it's stronger because it allows them to stop focusing on an illness or a diagnosis or something that their body's going through. So Raphael says, for people that are struggling with an illness, it can be easier for them to focus on the joy, which, if we think about it, that's a really good statement.
Mm-hmm.
And for us as practitioners to encourage our clients to find the joy experiences, even when they're going through radiation or chemo or, different things that some of our clients are experience, because, we have the language for all of that, but assisting our clients to share with us the joy experiences, because it's human nature. If we can get ourselves out of the humdrum of going through something and bring that focus of joy, then we're going to create more of it. It's just what we do. Universe, if you've got joy in your heart center, no matter what you're going through, you're going to attract more joy. That's how universe works. Whatever we're thinking, we attract it. Whatever we're focusing on, wherever our intention goes, that's the energy flows, right? So thank you, Raphael, for reminding me, because I was just thinking, some of the clients, there's some major illnesses that I work with and you work with and our practitioners work with that people experience. And I was like, okay, so how do we encourage them to find the joy? And Raphael's basically saying, just bring it up, because they'll be able to tell you.
So I'm going to have to share my Stop Existing, Start Living story. So the tagline for my business is Stop Existing, Start Living. And that is really what I want to empower all of my clients, angel empowerment healing clients, my coaching clients, my nursing clients. I want them to live. And that came from a lady who I met at a hospice. And I had heard all of this laughter and giggling and music and frivolity happening down the corridor in the patient's lounge. And I ventured down there because I must admit, I was in a hospice, and it was one of the first times I'd been in a hospice, and I was expecting it to be downright miserable, and it was completely the opposite. And I went down there and I went and stood in the doorway of the room, and this lady came up to me and she looked at me and she says, "You weren't expecting this, were you?" And I said, "Well, no, I wasn't." She said, "You see, the thing is, we've got an advantage. We've no longer existing. We're living." And it was not the case that they were dying. They were living because they appreciated every single thing, every single day, every single encounter. They were appreciative of it, and they had gratitude, and they were experiencing joy. That was a huge eye-opener for me.
Yeah, what a gift to receive from a person.
And she said that. She said, my diagnosis as being one of my greatest gifts is that, And it's true. We live from day to day, taking for granted the fact that we're going to be here, indefinitely, and we just end up existing. So the gift is to be able to stop yourself and think, okay, I need to live my life. I need to find that joy. That's just so beautiful. And it's one of the most empowering things we can assist anybody with, finding their joy, their purpose.
Yeah. And it comes back to, as I always talk about with the conscious mind, is our filter system. And so if we've allowed ourselves to experience more joy, we're going to continue to filter the joy. That's what we're going to focus on, is joy. If we spend a lot of time focusing on the what ifs, I should have done this, the regrets, the shoulda, woulda, couldas, and then we're going to keep creating the shoulda, woulda, couldas. It's because it's our filter system with our conscious mind. It tells us what's important to us. So when we make the important decision of awareness to focus on when and how and who and where and why we experience joy, you're going to get way more of it, because that is what you're telling your conscious mind to focus on. Then it tells your unconscious mind, oh, joy is really important to me. I'm going to focus on joy. And then we're telling our higher self, oh, joy. Well, let's bring in a whole amount of experiences for this individual to experience joy. And you'll create it.
Well, the quantum physics proves that, right?
It does. So, I mean, every time we do a podcast, we come up with another theme, but yet it always comes back to what are we focused on? What are we creating? With the power of thought, with receiving a healing divine vibration, it always comes back to us owning it. So are we owning the positive or are we owning the negative? Because when we own the negative, you're going to create more negative. It's quantum physics. It's how it works. It's what our intention is. So we are joy-filled. This podcast is all about joy. So my Inspired Change Healing deck has a message from the Archangel, which we've already read you. And it also has a message from a crystal on each theme. And so for our listeners who love crystals, here's the crystal. Well, there's another crystal off the card that I love, but I'm gonna read the one off the deck card. Charoite. I assist you to overcome resistance to your divine path and separate your expectations from those of others. Recognize and accept your value and help integrate the joy of being on your life path now. So that makes sense with Charoite. But I have a favorite crystal, and we know an Inspirational Angel Day, I have a lot of these crystals there for people, and I gift a lot of this crystal, and it's opalite. It's a crystal vibration. When you put it in your hand, it's fun. It lifts your energy. It's joy-centered crystals. So I love opalite. And we had fun doing a lot of gifts at last Angel Day in Saskatoon, didn't we?
Oh, we did. Yeah, it was lots of fun. We had a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to May the 11th. It's just around the corner.
Yes.
And of course, we'll have another Angel Day in the fall. And we're going to be celebrating 15 years of the Angel Empowerment Practitioner Program. You've been teaching this program for 15 years, Cindy.
I know. And for any of my Angel Empowerment practitioners that are listening to this podcast, on September 14th, we are having a reunion to celebrate 15 years of AEPs and the AEP family out in the world. And so September 14th is our reunion. And September 15th is Angel Day. It's going to be a huge weekend for us here in Calgary, Sam. And that brings me joy. The joy in my heart to think of bringing some of the practitioners that I haven't seen in years that have been still sharing their light with the world. I'm just so excited to bring us all together in one room. So yes, joy is my life purpose. I know it because I love what I do. I am in gratitude. I love working with the angels. I love assisting people be in their empowerment. My tagline has always been move from I can't to I can, because angel empowerment, whether it's with Archangel Raphael and the healing program or Angel Empowerment, the program itself that started me on this journey, it's all about empowering through joy. What brings us joy? So listeners, take the time right now to drop into joy, because recently, here's an example, and this isn't that all of our listeners have children, but I can tell you that recently for my birthday present, my partner Les, bless him, he had all of my 8mm videos that I had when my, children were young that I have not seen, put them into a stick so that we could watch them on the TV. And you want to talk tears of joy. Looking at watching when both my children were born. Oh my gosh, if anybody's brought a child into the world, or you've adopted, or you're in foster care and you were bringing a child into our world, that is joy. And so I just think of joy. But to our listeners that haven't had children, and please know that there are so many other ways that you can remember an experience that brought you tons of joy. And when you remember it, drop into it. Feel it in your body. Bring that memory into your heart and anywhere in your physical body, and have the emotion present in the now, so that is what you're sending out to universe to create more of. More joy experiences, more joy, be in joy, more joy, be in joy. And this doesn't mean that I'm going to have any more children. No, it's just that I'm experiencing tons of joy in my life. And being around my children, of course, Carolyn's off in Halifax, and I'm lucky to have Jason here in Calgary. But joy is so connected to my kids. So, joy.
Joy.
Sam, in the healing aspect, is there anything that you as an angel empowerment healer, is anything else you would like to add for our listeners before we close this podcast?
I just want to say that, I think that being in that vibration of joy is one of the most healing things that we can discover and find for ourselves. And I always used to say that when I have two patients, they may have the same diagnosis. The one will turn their face to the wall and they will likely pass away. And then the other is like, okay, I've got this. The power of thought kicks in and they become positive, determined to enjoy their life, and they carry on. It's just that power of thought, how strong our minds are. And, when we can discover that joy, feel that joy, I encourage anybody to get in touch with an angel empowerment healing practitioner. If you want to find where your joy is, they can help you to find it and connect with it, and then use that in your healing, that positive thinking. Pretty cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we look forward to seeing any of our listeners that happen to be in the Calgary area at Inspirational Angel Day on May 11th. And Sam, you're going to pull a card for our theme for our next.
I am, and I'm just going to remind everybody that you can find out more about us and the podcast. You can listen to the podcast via our website, and that is www.angelempowermenthealing.com. We'd love to welcome you into our community. So just pop your name and address in your email address and your name in there. There's a button for you to click, and you'll even get some freebies. We love giving things away. So angelempowermenthealing.com. And without further ado, let's see. I'm going to laugh if the joy card comes. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we can't make this up, you guys. I wish you could see the screen, because Sam has pulled on her deck, Joy is Life Purpose. Okay, we're not done. Oh my gosh, I've got so many angel tingles going on all over. And she said I'm going to laugh. And you guys, we can't make this up. I'm watching her shuffle the deck. She pulls it, looks at it, and then turns it to me. And it is Joy is Life Purpose.
Well, I turned it to you, Cindy, because I was thinking, are you really wanting to go with it?
Well, we do. In my world, when when something like this happens, and I'm telling you, I'm getting tingles everywhere.
Me too.
If you work with angel cards and it keeps coming up, that means that there's more to it. There's more info to share. And so Sam and I might do a little bit of prep for the next one, because usually we just go with whatever comes up. But obviously they want us to dive deeper into joy. So I love it. Thank you, Sam, because I pulled Joy's life purpose from my deck. She pulled it from hers. And if for our listeners, you go, what deck are you using? It's Inspire, Change, and Healing with the Archangels and the Crystal deck. It's one of my original decks that I created with my cousin Jennifer Mueller. It is on my website, cindysmithap.com, in the store. So if you want to check out the two decks, but yes, all right. I'm in awe now. I can close this podcast going, wow, the team really wants us to experience more joy in our world. And so I'm really interested to what Sam and I are guided to share with you in the next podcast, all about more joy.
Oh my
I wish you could all see us, because we're so excited. Okay, so bye for now from Cindy Smith.
From a very giggly Sam Bell. See you next time.
I'm leaving you with and sending you tons of joy, listeners. We will connect next time. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us on the Angel Empowerment Healing Show. Your hosts, Cindy Smith and Sam Bell, will be back next week with more tools, advice, and angel messages to empower you to own your wellness. Visit our podcast page at www.angelempowermenthealing.com/podcast, where you will receive 3 healing meditations recorded as a thank you for being one of our listeners.